Beloved, there comes a moment in life when we realize that holding on too tightly does not create security, it creates suffering. We clutch to outcomes, people, possessions, and identities as though our worth depends on them. And yet the more we grasp, the more life slips through our fingers. True abundance is not forced. It is not created through control. It is received through surrender, as in a river. If you stand against its current, resisting, you exhaust yourself. But if you release your grip and allow yourself to float, the river carries you effortlessly forward. That is the power of letting go and flowing with life. Abundance comes not to the ones who fight against the current, but to the ones who trust it. Surrender is not giving up, it is giving over. It is the sacred act of releasing control and choosing trust. When you do, life unfolds with grace, synchronicities align, and blessings appear in forms you never imagined. Let me share with you 6 timeless truths about surrender and how it magnetizes abundance into your life. 1. Letting go of control creates space for miracles. There is a subtle prison we often build for ourselves, and it is made of control. We convince ourselves that if we can hold everything tightly, if we plan every detail, if we control people, circumstances, and outcomes, then we will finally feel safe. Yet the irony is the more we clutch, the more fragile life becomes. Control is an illusion. It promises security but delivers only tension. Life does not bend to control, it bends to flow. Think of the river. You may dam it, you may try to redirect it, but sooner or later it will carve its own way. And when you let yourself float upon it, when you release the need to command its every turn, you discover something miraculous. The river already knows the way. Miracles do not bloom in clenched fists. They arrive in open palms. When you let go of your rigid expectations, when you loosen the grip of fear, you make space for something far greater than your imagination. That job you missed may lead to the career you never dreamed of. That relationship that ended may free you for the love that honors your soul. What looked like loss is often the space where miracles quietly enter. Think of times in your own life when you finally gave up worrying, when you stopped pushing, forcing, obsessing, and suddenly the answer appeared. That is not coincidence. That is the language of surrender. It is life's way of saying, trust me, I have something better prepared for you. The paradox is this: control feels like strength, but it is weakness. Surrender feels like weakness, but it is strength. True strength is saying, I release my grip, I trust the unfolding. And when you do, miracles cease to be rare. They become your new normal too. Trusting the flow aligns you with life's timing. There is a rhythm to life that cannot be hurried. The sunrise happens only when the earth is ready to receive it. Seeds do not bloom into flowers because we demand it. They bloom because the season whispers, now. When you trust this rhythm, you free yourself from the restless need to force life. We often feel delayed, as though life has forgotten us. We look at others and wonder why their blessings seem to come sooner. But what if your delay is your protection? What if the timing you are resisting is the very thing ensuring your abundance arrives when you are strong enough to hold it? Think back, and has there been a time when something didn't work out only for you to later realize, it would have been too soon, I wasn't ready then? That is life's timing at work. Nothing is denied to you. It is only aligned with the moment of your readiness. Trusting the flow is not passivity, it is wisdom. It is knowing that impatience blocks abundance, but trust invites it. Life does not unfold according to our clocks. It unfolds according to divine timing. Picture yourself standing in a river, impatient to reach the ocean. You thrash, you force, you fight against the current, but the more you resist, the more exhausted you become. Yet, if you surrender to the flow, the river carries you effortlessly to the destination. That is the nature of trust. It is not about giving up. It is about giving over to a timing far wiser than our own. When you live with this trust, you stop worrying about when abundance will arrive. You know that it is already on its way. You know that life delivers not too late, not too early, but always right on time. And in that knowing, 3, you find peace. 3, release brings peace, and peace attracts abundance. There is a tension that lives inside us when we refuse to release what is heavy. We carry grudges from the past, anxieties about the future, regrets about choices made. These burdens weigh down the spirit, and in that heaviness, we become resistant to life's blessings. Abundance cannot flow into a clenched, restless mind. It flows into a peaceful heart. Release is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending the pain never happened. Release is the conscious choice to say, this no longer owns me. It is forgiveness, not necessarily of others first, but of yourself. Forgiveness frees energy. It untangles the knots that keep you stuck in yesterday so you can step fully into today. When you release, peace fills the space once occupied by fear and resentment. And peace is magnetic. It is like a beacon that calls abundance towards you. Opportunities, relationships, and resources are drawn to the energy of peace because peace signals openness, safety, and trust. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to those who radiate calmness? That is the power of peace. It creates an atmosphere where abundance naturally gathers. The universe does not respond to desperation, it responds to ease. The moment you let go what you cannot change, peace rises. And with peace, you become receptive to life's gifts. Imagine standing in a field, arms weighed down with stones. You cannot receive flowers, fruits, or treasures because your hands are full. Release the stones, lay them gently on the earth. Then your arms are open to receive the abundance life is eager to give. 4. Surrender unlocks hidden pathways. So often we believe there is only one path to our dreams. We fixate on a single doorway, convinced that if it does not open, then all is lost. Yet surrender whispers a different truth. There are countless doors, countless paths, countless ways for abundance to arrive. When one road closes, it is not the end, it is redirection. Surrender helps you see beyond the narrow vision of your mind. It allows creativity, intuition, and divine intelligence to guide you toward possibilities you never imagined. Think of water flowing down a mountain. If one path is blocked by stone, the water does not despair. It simply finds another way. This is what surrender does for you. It helps you flow around obstacles, transforming setbacks into detours toward greater destinations. When you surrender, your mind quiets and your inner wisdom awakens. You begin to hear whispers of guidance, subtle nudges, coincidences that point to a new path. These are not accidents. They are the hidden pathways life reveals only when you trust it. The dream may not arrive the way you expect, but it will arrive in the way that serves you most. When you cling to your single idea of how it must happen, you blind yourself to better possibilities. But when you surrender, you open to the infinite creativity of life. Your abundance does not depend on one job, one person, one opportunity. It is much larger than that. The moment you let go, life reveals paths you didn't know existed. And often, they are far better than what you first envisioned. 5. Detachment frees you from fear of loss. The greatest source of human suffering is attachment. We attach to possessions, relationships, titles, and identities as though they define us. And in doing so, we live in constant fear of losing them. But true freedom and true abundance comes when you realize that nothing external can define your worth. Detachment does not mean you stop caring. It does not mean indifference. It means you enjoy fully without clinging. You love deeply without fear. You engage in life wholeheartedly, knowing that whether things stay or go, you remain whole. Imagine holding a butterfly. If you grip it tightly, you crush it. If you hold it gently with open hands, it rests with you. That is the nature of life's blessings. Hold them lightly with gratitude, but never with fear. When you are detached, abundance flows more freely because you are no longer chasing from a place of lack. You are not begging life to complete you. You are already whole. Abundance is then attracted not as a replacement for emptiness, but as a natural extension of your fullness. The fear of loss shrinks your world. Detachment expands it. And when your spirit is free from fear, life cannot help but give you more to celebrate. 6. Flowing with life makes you a magnet for synchronicity. Life is always whispering, always guiding, always weaving connections. When you are in flow, you align with this hidden rhythm. You meet the right person at the right time. You stumble upon the book holds the answer. You arrive at the place where opportunity is waiting. This is synchronicity, the universe arranging circumstances on your behalf. But synchronicity cannot be forced. It happens when you stop pushing against the current and allow yourself to flow with it. Resistance makes you deaf to life's whispers. Flow makes you receptive. When you are in harmony with life, coincidences begin to multiply. They are not random. They are reminders that you are aligned with abundance. Flow places you at the center of these patterns. You begin to trust that life is conspiring not against you, but for you. And abundance thrives in flow. It comes not through strain and struggle, but through ease and alignment. When you are flowing, life moves you like a river moves a leaf, effortlessly toward exactly where you need to be. We began this journey with the simple truth that life is not meant to be controlled. It is meant to be lived. And as you have walked with me through these reflections, perhaps you feel a stirring inside you, a quiet voice whispering that you no longer need to fight the river. You can trust it. You can rest in it. You can flow with it. Letting go does not mean you lose. It means you finally allow yourself to receive. Trusting the flow does not make you passive. It makes you powerful because you are no longer working against life, but with it. Releasing the burdens you were never meant to carry gives you peace, and that peace becomes a magnet for abundance. Surrender is not weakness. It is the opening through which unseen blessings arrive. Abundance is not found in the scratching, in the endless struggle. It is found in the open hands, in the surrendered heart, in the trust that life knows what it is doing. You are not created to live in fear. You were not born to be in resistant flow, to move born with life, to dance with its timing, to discover the synchronicities that carry you toward your highest good. When you let go, new paths reveal themselves. When you trust the right people arrive. When you release, peace fills your soul. When you detach, freedom becomes your soul. And when you flow, you become a living magnet for abundance, financial, emotional, spiritual, and relational. Everything you truly need begins to find you. So I ask you now, are you ready to open your hands? Are you ready to release what has been weighing you down? Are you ready to trust the river of life? If you are, then abundance will no longer be something you chase, it will be something you embody. Let this be your declaration. I let go. I trust, I surrender, I flow. And as you breathe those words, feel the current of life carrying you, not away from yourself, but deeper into yourself, not away from your dreams, but closer to them. For the river was always leading you home. Let go and flow, and abundance will not just visit you, it will live through you.